Mr Deputy Speaker. Mr Deputy Speaker, the pension system is overly complex and people no longer work in one job for life. They have multiple jobs over their career, and keeping on top of lots of different pension schemes over a number of decades makes it incredibly difficult to plan for the future, and some people find it incredibly difficult also to make savings due to other financial pressures they're facing. And indeed, before I came to this place, my pension contribution was minimal because a huge chunk of my income went to paying for nursery fees instead, and I'm sure that many younger women will have found the same, and in doing so we are storing up problems for the future. The SNP, as my honourable friend has said, have long argued for an independent pension commission because this issue is too important to be kicked around by governments of different political persuasions. People need to be able to make plans, and future governments need to be ready for the challenges an ageing population will bring. This government has acknowledged the complexity of the pension system, but they've not really done enough about it so far. And many of my constituents have contacted me as part of the campaign to show their support for a government-funded pension dashboard, but the government still is dragging its heels. The DWP have indicated that they would prefer the project to be led by industry, but there are many reasons why this is problematic and will lead to a patchy system that will not encompass everything. And if the government don't step up and supply data from the Treasury on state pensions and non-contributory public sector pensions, this effectively renders the project useless. Mr Deputy Speaker, the public's relationship with the government relies on a series of contracts. When people trust government bodies such as HMRC to give them accurate information about the tax they owe, and then in good faith pay that amount, they do not then expect for there to be all kinds of hoops to jump through to access their state pensions. Stay-at-home mums, for example, Mr Deputy Speaker, need to be aware that they have to be registered for child benefit in order to clock up credits towards their state pension record, and this is not well enough understood. So the government needs to take extra steps to make sure that people understand what their entitlement rests upon. People expect, it's not unreasonable to expect, that a competent government will inform them of their obligations and allow them to effectively plan for the future. And Mr Deputy Speaker, you only have to ask one of the 3,400 WASPy women in my constituency of Glasgow Central how devastating it is to find out, not because the government has made any special efforts to tell them, that retirement will come much later than they had planned. And Rosemary Dixon, who is a leading light in the WASPy campaign in the west of Scotland, has been out in the streets and will continue with a demo on the 23rd of February to let people know about this, because too many women, Mr Deputy Speaker, still don't know about this. There have not been 3,400 women at my constituency, certainly, to complain about it. And this is because the UK government at the time waited 14 years before beginning to tell women that their retirement would be postponed. Women have been let down across the board by successive governments in this place, and this needs to stop now. And these women can't retire when they plan, they can't spend time with their grandchildren as they planned, and many of them now struggle to make ends meet. And the impact of this policy is already bearing out in labour market figures, because according to the annual survey of hours and earnings, the gender pay gap for the over 60s has increased by nearly 3% in just 1 year. The gender pension gap is nearly 40% in Scotland, and this system is clearly failing women. And if the government aren't willing to act to close this gap, they should really get on and devolve their powers and let the Scottish Government do it for them. I'm sure there will be those on the opposite benches who would say that the gender pension gap doesn't really matter because it's the overall household income that counts. But, Mr Deputy Speaker, there are many reasons why women might not want to rely wholly on their partner for financial support. Relationships can and do break down, and it's often women who are left worse off when they do. And it also fails to recognise, Mr Deputy Speaker, that many more women will be in same-sex relationships and maybe doubly losing out as a result. They're not reliant on a man's income, it's two female incomes in that household, and that really needs to be recognised as part of this. To return to draft auto-enrolment, this has increased the number of people saving for retirement, but the policy needs some work to be more inclusive of those who need it most. With the trigger frozen at £10,000, those earning below this threshold, again, mainly women working part-time, are missing out on auto-enrolment. And the scheme is of even less use to those women working in insecure employment, such as 0 hours contracts, who don't have consistent levels of earnings, and again will have additional pressures perhaps for childcare. And worse still, there's an incentive within this for employers to suppress wages to avoid contributing to these schemes. And we know that the figures show that 43% of self-employed people do not have a pension, and that there are 4.8 million self-employed people in the UK. So more work needs to be done to reach out to those self-employed people and make sure that they do not store up problems for the future too. And according to the UK Women's Budget Group, auto-enrolment perpetuates the gender gap in pensions, and like with all private pensions, it makes no allowances for the disproportionate caring responsibilities that many women still have. Pension inequality is not a new problem, and nor is it going away anytime soon, and I would like to hear more from the Government about how they're going to have a serious targeted strategy to address this, particularly for women.
Hear, hear.